pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress, the Gathering Spot, the Institute for Nonviolence, and Days of Dialogue for a Juneteenth program called State of the Freed to educate fellow citizens about the significance of the holiday and efforts around reparations for descendants of slaves living in California. Program participants include California Reparations Task Force member Assemblyman Reginald Jones Sawyer and State Senator Steve Bradford, along with KBLA's own Dominique DePrima, Ariva Martin, Tavis Smiley, and many more. It all happens Saturday, June 10th, and you could be selected to attend this special invitation-only Juneteenth event along with Dominique, Ariva, and Tavis. All you have to do is go to the KBLA 1580 website, click on the Juneteenth State of the Freed icon on the homepage, and register to win entrance into this empowering affair. Or you can watch the live stream of this special Juneteenth event by going to www.empowermentcongress.org/Juneteenth. But head to the KBLA 1580 website right now for your chance to join us live on site Saturday, June 10th for the State of the Freed. This is a Juneteenth community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I feel like freedom.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
What should, in an ideal world, define someone as a writer? It isn't that they publish books, or give talks at literary festivals, or wear black. It's that they belong to a distinct group of people who, whenever they are confused or in distress, gain the greatest possible relief from jotting things down. Writers, in the true sense, are those who scribble as opposed to drink, exercise or chat their way out of pain. The act of writing, especially in a journal or diary, is filled with therapeutic benefits. So deeply do certain ideas threaten the status quo, even if they ultimately offer us benefits. The mind will ruthlessly forget them in the name of a quiet life. But our diaries are a forum in which we can raise and then galvanize ourselves into answering the large questions which lie behind the stewardship of our lives. What do I really want? Should I leave? What do I feel for them? We may not quite know what we want to say until we've started to write. Writing begets more writing. The first sentence makes the second one clearer. After a short paragraph that was summoned from apparent air, We start to know where this might be going. We learn what we think in the process of being forced to utter ideas outside of our swampy minds. The page becomes a guardian of our authentic, elusive self. Here we can make vows and attempt to stick to them. No more humiliation, the end of masochism. Ordinary life can seem to have no place for stock-taking and moments of grand inquiry, but the page demands and rewards them. What am I trying to do? Who am I? What is meaningful for me? We'd never get away with such things at the dinner table, even among people who claim to love us. But here, they make sense. We can look back at what we've written and understand. The page is a supreme arena for processing. It can drain pain of its rawness. We can get used to disasters and stabilize joys. We can turn...
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. And this time, I brought help. My brother Tony Massey has rejoined the discussion.
I'm back.
Hey, again, has this topic been certified?
Man.
Has it been?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I want to make
certified, authenticated. Yeah. Permitted.
Permitted. Sometimes, man, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you do. I learned the hard way.
You don't know who's listening to this show.
True.
Ladies and gentlemen, author and chef Tony Massey. Come on.
What's up, y'all? Let's get it. This is going to be a banger.
This is different today.
Yeah.
Because when you brought this topic to me, we were supposed to do it in May.
Yep.
But, you went, Tony is, the upper echelon. He's traveling all over the country as a connoisseur of cigars.
Yes.
And so, hey, Zoe, I can't do it. It's leisure time. Well, this topic, though. The journal as a lie vault. How honest should you be when writing in your diary or journal? Interesting. Are you telling me people lie when they're writing?
Yes. In cursive.
Is what I'm saying? Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Well, I got questions.
No, I know you do.
Oh, God. True or false? If the relationship that has come into your life, right, is a mirror of you, then would your relationship with your journal be the mirror of your inner and outer self? And if that's the case, can you really lie when interfacing in that relationship? The shadow is your inner mirror, whereas your relationship is your outer mirror.
Yeah.
Can you lie? Oh, this is going to be deep. Is it possible to be too honest in your diary or journal? Why or why not? 1-800-920-1580. Is your journal a place for your delusion? 1-800-920-1580. Call me now!
Who wrote that question?
Is your journal a place for your excuses? Can your journal be a place where both your lies and your reality can coexist? Tony doesn't like any of this.
No, this is all triggering.
Well, is your journal the perfect place for the lies you tell yourself? This is the place where you can lie.
Yeah.
Is that the place? Is it the perfect place?
I mean, I don't know if we're still in the rhetorical phase, but yeah, it's the safest place to lie.
The journal.
Yeah.
So maybe it should be permitted.
It shouldn't be.
Why?
Well, again, the most damaging lie we could tell is the one we tell ourselves.
Yee.
That's the most damaging.
Are you lying to yourself if you're writing lies about yourself in a journal?
I just came up with an idea or an invention. I feel like you should have Siri in your journal. She's like, now you know that ain't true.
Or a journal lie detector.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. It just erases it.
So what is the journal for?
So I've kept a journal for years, but I'm a writer. Mm-hmm. And that is the most succinct and expressive way I communicate through the written word. Mm-hmm. I wrote poetry. I've published 4 books. I used to love writing short stories. And so that's the most cathartic way to deal with my feelings is through the written word. And it's because I don't have to think about what I say. Because sometimes I truly believe that thoughts get lost somewhere between the brain and the mouth. It's a short distance, but there's a lot of left and right turns. So yeah, I mean, and I have lied in my I've told bold-faced lies in my journal. Yeah.
Wait, what? I don't want to.
No, I have. I have because and here's the crazy part. And I use that word specifically. I didn't, as I was writing, I on a subconscious level knew that this was not real. But I didn't check myself until later on, because I usually will write in my journal and then close it. I don't go back and read until much later. Mm-hmm. And it's really just a temperature check to where was I. It's almost like you know how Facebook will pop up your memories. Mm-hmm. In the same way, I go back and read my journal, and I'm like, wow, none of that was true. None of that was true.
But it isn't the creative piece part of it, like being able to, you know, expand. Because I see journaling, because, you know, when I'm coaching, what I tell my folks is you're going to have to write your own narrative.
Right.
And wherever you came from.
Right.
Right. And whatever you modeled, you're going to have to undo some of that stuff.
Yeah. Because
a lot of that stuff was limited.
Sure.
Right. And it's your job to recontextualize what ultimately isn't for your highest good.
Right.
That you modeled and learned from your, you know, childhood environment. So I think journaling is synonymous with the law of attraction.
Okay.
I think you can manifest
what you're right
and pull things in.
So I don't see that as a lie. I see that as, you know, speaking things or writing things into existence.
Right.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I did.
Wait, when we come forward, Zoe Williams and Tony Massey gonna keep cooking. You know you love it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Los Angeles Public Library proudly presents the June Jubilee inaugural event commemorating Juneteenth. Join us on June 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Central Library as we celebrate the rich Black culture in our city. This free event will include a special opening celebration featuring African drums procession and a libation ceremony at 9 a.m. along with speakers, workshops, live entertainment, and more for the whole family. Parking is only $1 with a validation. Learn more at lapl.org/Jubilee. That is lapl.org/JUBILEE.
Your health is important, so keep yourself and your family covered with Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal renewals will be happening soon, so if you have Medi-Cal, make sure you don't miss any important renewal information. If you've moved in the last 3 years, check and update your mailing address, email address, and phone number. Learn more at keepmedicalcoverage.org. That's keepmedicalcoverage.org. Paid for by the California Department of Healthcare Services.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of Black workers, and we Don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
That's a lie. Turn that off. Listen, everybody want to be right. That's a bold-faced lie. Beautiful music. Loved every moment of the notes and the build-up. If the first line just upset me.
What? That is the purest. I think that's the most truthful thing ever said in a song.
Do you know how many writerholics are in relationship right now? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Do you know how many people choose being right over love?
No, I'm okay with being wrong. I just don't want you to tell me I'm wrong.
Exactly. What in the Sam hell is going on?
Keep it to yourself.
So what we're really trying to dig down into right now is, could you be sabotaging your personal growth by lying in your journal? By not being authentic, by not being transparent, by not being truthful? Is that your stance, Tony?
Absolutely. And so before the break, we were talking about the difference between writing something into existence, thinking as if, using the law of attraction, using the principles of faith and all that good stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about transforming the truth so that it feels better as you write it.
So you can transform your journal into Linus's blanket.
Basically. Yes.
Wow.
Great analogy. Yeah. And that's what it becomes. It becomes that soft place for you to land where you don't have to deal with the part you played. The journal that I kept as a young man, you would not find the word accountability in any form on any page because that's not where I was. You know, wow. I talked myself into a narrative that I wanted to believe. Wow. And it was cathartic until it wasn't, you know.
Until you got into the real world.
Exactly.
And had to apply this fantasy that you wrote about.
Yeah, I mean, until I realized that I was the independent variable. You know, when I start looking at why are things falling apart around me, they're not falling apart around me. They're falling apart because of me. And that's the truth that I had to face.
Nobody, listen, Tony, we're not in the truth game.
No, not at all.
This is not the truth business. No. I don't even know how they let me up in here. This is not the truth business.
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's kryptonite.
Listen, fantasy and the mediocrity of relationship are kissing cousins.
Yes.
They gotta be together.
Yeah, they do. They do. Because I lied to you from the moment I said hello.
Wow.
And then I accepted your lie to me the moment you responded. And then I started lying to myself about you and me for the duration of, the relationship or the courtship or whatever the case may be.
Don't let your journal become a vault of lies. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the voice of reason. My brother Tony Massey is in the building. We got Status Quo on the line from Atlanta, Georgia. Get in here.
Hey, hey.
What up, Status Quo?
What's going on? Y'all got this convo going.
You already know what it is. Now, what was the last lie you told yourself? Or what was the last lie you wrote about yourself in your journal?
I don't know if I'm about to tell you the exact situation, but I do find often that when I'm writing my journal, it is a really good opportunity for me to see, ooh, that ain't true. That's really not true. I got to scratch that immediately. But when you start to see yourself explaining yourself to yourself in the pages, that's when you kind of got to face the facts that maybe we're not really being honest right now.
That's deep.
Let's go deeper. Do you edit out your accountability when writing in the journal? Because, a lot of times people will write everything that somebody else did.
Yeah.
They can reenact and retell and, regurgitate everything somebody else said or did. But when it comes to seeing themselves, they tend to pretty that up a little bit.
I don't remember what I said exactly, but I'll tell you what she said.
I can't tell you what my response was.
I think we all kind of fall into that habit every now and again. I've been accused of doing it in my poetry, and then years later, I realized that, that's exactly what I did. I did not state the facts as facts, or maybe I just kept it in a really warped perspective that made me feel better or safe or not at blame.
And that's such a good point, Status Quo, because being a poet, I didn't think people could handle my truth because it wasn't it wasn't poetic. It wasn't interesting.
Right.
I mean, the poem would be a haiku. I'm selfish. I messed up. End the poem.
Boom.
I think the last part is right,
but
though.
It's just
Most people are not interested in your journey.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So, and I think one of the biggest lies that we tell ourselves is they can't handle it.
Yeah.
Really is they're not interested.
Right.
It's more towards they're not interested than they can't handle it. Yeah.
It's like when someone says, "Are you okay?" That is not an invitation.
Like what did you want the response?
Right.
What was the expected response? I don't want to overwhelm you today, and then you'll never ask me again. You'll never want to walk past me.
Right.
But see, let me hit you with this Status Quo. I don't want to say status quo. I just want to say status. I like status.
That's cool.
Let me hit you with this quo. I'm sorry.
That's cute.
See, in my book, The Shrouded Lighthouse, I talk about self-authorship. And we talk about this long journey. You were raised by some people. They did the best they could do. And oftentimes we grow up blaming them for what they couldn't do. But the reality of it is they can only do what they are capable of doing. And then, Tony, they can only do what they are capable of doing. And a lot of people are unaware of what they're capable of. There's some factors here, Tony. I know Tony looks at that as cut and dry. He's a Virgo.
You can choose to hold some sort of resentment, or you can choose to be more appreciative for them doing something at all.
Right. So my question now is, being a writer, right? What original idea have you authored for yourself in total honesty?
Immediately, I want to say home. I have a poem about home being where the heart is, and it's not.
And it's not
for me.
Wow. Where is home?
And that's the lie. That was the lie in itself, because recently my parents went and sold their home, and I didn't think that would hit so hard, but it did. So I guess that's that's where my heart was. That's where I grew up. And I was gone, so.
Wow.
That is
heavy.
Yeah.
But I still want to know, you though, what truth have you authored for yourself? The truth, not where you came from, not what you've been through.
Yeah.
What truth did you author since being an adult, since being grown, since going through whatever you've been through? I don't want to get in your business. Yes, I do. But what authentic truth have you discovered about you? Being a writer, I know you've written it somewhere.
That I had already written, and I kind of just walked into it.
No, I think what he's asking, if you don't mind, Zoe, think back to.
Clearly, my words aren't working.
Apparently.
Apologies.
Think back to something you wrote that was the most authentic thing to ever leave your pen.
The realest thing you've ever wrote.
The realest thing you ever wrote.
I mean, everything is so real. So let me think. The realest.
Listen, stop.
I was
hold on.
I want to say it's time and distance.
Right now, we have discovered something. Right now, status quo.
Hold on. Distance.
Hold on. Status quo. We have discovered something almost immediately.
You told on yourself.
You've been lying in them poems. You done wrote a bunch of lies.
It's a journey. You got to understand. So I write through the growth of things. And to be honest, there were a lot of things that I told myself that I came to discover that I played a different part than what I thought I did at that time.
But
there were times that I made things I embellished like hella because the story was ugly. And I didn't want to tell that truth.
But let's go
I didn't
deeper.
want to have to face that.
Let's go deeper, Stack Quo, because I'm going to keep you on. Believe me. Do you know how much more powerful of a writer you'll become?
Yeah.
When we come forward, we're going to go back and talk to Stack Quo. She killing us right now.
Your mama and daddy say it's a shame. It's a downright disgrace. But long as I got you by my side, I don't care what you people say. My friends tell me it's no future in love and a married man. If I can't see you when I want, I'll have to see you when I can. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. An organization representing survivors and families of victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks is speaking out about the PGA Tour merging with LIV Golf. 9/11 Families United said it's shocked and deeply offended by the PGA's merger with the Saudi-backed LIV Golf. Toledo, Ohio is announcing a new policing program which allows for businesses and homes to give police access to their surveillance cameras. Police and investigators will not be able to access live feeds of camera footage at private homes, but instead, it will give investigators an alert that a camera is in place in an area that a crime has taken place. And in Louisiana, a man is in custody after a 5-year-old child was seen smoking in a video. 48-year-old John Hall was recently arrested in Baton Rouge for a video that reportedly surfaced about 2 weeks ago. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys to speak with a real expert attorney for a free consultation.
I feel like
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress, the Gathering Spot, the Institute for Nonviolence, and Days of Dialogue for a Juneteenth program called State of the Freed to educate fellow citizens about the significance of the holiday and efforts around reparations for descendants of slaves living in California. Program participants include California Reparations Task Force member Assemblyman Reginald Jones Sawyer and State Senator Steve Bradford, along with KBLA's own Dominic DePrima, Ariva Martin, Tavis Smiley, and many more. It all all happen Saturday, June 10th, and you could be selected to attend this special invitation-only Juneteenth event along with Dominique, Ariva, and Tavis. All you have to do is go to the KBLA 1580 website, click on the Juneteenth State of the Freed icon on the homepage, and register to win entrance into this empowering affair. Or you can watch the live stream of this special Juneteenth event by going to www.empowermentcongress.org/Juneteenth. But head to the KBLA 1580 website right now for your chance to join us live on site Saturday, June 10th for the State of the Freed. This is a Juneteenth community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I feel like freedom.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Here are 3 ways to commemorate Juneteenth from AARP. 1. Learn the full history. Juneteenth was the end of slavery, but there's more. Begin by learning the whole story. 2. Celebrate. Celebrating our freedom should be a party with a purpose, with family, friends, fellowship, and oh yeah, food. 3. Support black-owned business. In 1865, we had little to nothing, but as a people, we've been richly blessed. Express your gratitude by supporting our black-owned businesses.
What would you call a joy that is as solemn as it is sweet and knows no bounds? A joy that's beautifully rooted in soul and resilience. This is Black Joy, a joy that reflects pride and honor despite every challenge. AARP believes the power of Black joy is limitless, and we celebrate this joy supreme. Join us in celebrating Black joy at aarp.org/Black community.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest bar,
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
The bounce is back.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
promises and secrets so untold. And she promised me forever and the day we live as one. We made our vows, we live a life anew. And she promised me in secret that she'd love me for all time. It's a promise so untrue. Tell me, what will I do? And it doesn't seem to matter, and it doesn't seem right. 'Cause the wind is bright, no fucking still like crying alone at night. Don't you judge it by my composure, 'cause I'm lying to myself. And the reason why she left me, did she find in someone else? Who is it? It is a friend of mine. Who is it? Is it my brother?
What else can you do before you go to sleep in terms of a nightly routine? Write in a journal. Martin Seligman, the pioneer of the field of positive psychology, did some research. And what he found was people who recorded, just a journal exercise, 3 good things that happened to them during the day that's just ending. By doing that little exercise, they promoted gratitude and felt much better over a period of weeks. And so another part of your pre-sleep routine could be just before you go to bed, you pull out your journal and you ask yourself this question: what 3 good things happened to me during this day? And what that does, it fights your brain's negativity bias, and it forces your brain to hunt for great things that happen to you during the day.
Wow. Wow. Listen, all of my books came from journaling.
Really?
I had to journal them first.
Yeah.
I had to write down the idea and the concepts. And, you know, it was a work in progress for a few years. And then I got it to book stage.
Right.
Then I got it to TOC stage, table of contents, and then started to develop from there. Listen, one of my original ideas, this is why I'm asking you. I'm asking you to journal, right? And let me give you an original idea from one of my journals. And I put it out there in a law of attraction kind of way. I say to myself, I want someone to love my darkness without the presence of theirs.
Oof. Wow. Love my darkness.
Yeah.
Without the presence of yours.
And the reason why I say that, it takes an elevated conscious to accept a human being.
Yeah.
A human being is flawed. Everybody swears they can deal with a flawed person until those flaws sit down on the relationship couch.
Right.
So one of the thoughts I had was, can you really accept me? Can you really love me as I am? It's easy to love me when I'm on high.
Right.
It's easy to love me when I'm in alignment with the image that you project out for me. But can you love me when I'm really low? When I'm mostly shadow? And can you do it without judgment? Can you do it without fear? Can you do it without condemnation? You're not gonna mention?
No.
You're not. See, Tony now has a relationship curator. He getting text messages. You better not answer. If I see you answer, what?
Don't say nothing.
Status Quo from Atlanta, get in here. Talk to me.
Hello, hello.
All right, so original idea. That's different than what you modeled at home. You thought we was going to let you off the hook, huh? No, I came right back
Keep
to that.
digging through the crate stack.
Come on right back, because I've been thinking about what you was asking, and I do have an authentic poem. I wrote this one. It's about sticks and stones. I was teaching my kids, naturally, my little girls with natural nappy hair, to love themselves and, you know, not to let certain things affect them when people would say things. And we have that little thing, sticks and stones will break my bones, so words never hurt me. But then I realized as I was starting to deal with my own stuff that it wasn't true for me, that I had started to let a lot of things affect me a little bit deeper than surface value. So I do have one poem that I do think is real authentic for me. I know it is. Still moves me.
Well, tell us.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a commercial. You might as well give it to us. Let's go. And girl, you
Sticks
better
and
be
stones may
good.
break. Here we going. Here we going. This is it. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words, they can leave scars even time can't heal. Words can cut deep through the white to the bone. Don't you know words can be a lethal weapon? It's your spirit they kill. He told me he loved me. His words caressed my heart. But when he told me I was a matter of convenience, he tore my whole heart apart. Words. And the ideas they sow. Words. Rotten seeds take root and grow. Words. Still hurting off them same damn words from a long time ago. They called me ugly and they called me fat. But now they calling me, years later, I done grew out of all that. Now I'm hearing I'm fine from the girls and the guys. What a surprise. This smile I wear, it's a disguise. Because it must be some mistake, must be some error. All I still see looking in the mirror is that same ugly fat girl. Couldn't hear them more clearer than words. Haunting me to this day, words. Just when I think I'm okay, words. Can't seem to move past these words and the mind tricks they play. Broke my leg in 8th grade. Walked just fine now. Daddy broke my heart. Ain't moved on. Don't know how. The doctor wrapped my leg up tight. But who's going to put my head back right? Mr. Psychologist took my money for years, but couldn't take back the tears, couldn't take back the words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can make you hate who you are. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can leave an emotional scar. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can keep you trapped in your past. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can cause damage that lasts.
Girl. Oh, yes. Ooh la la.
Come on, poet.
Mon ami.
Love it.
Yeah. Go deeper. That was just
that was deep, Zoe.
Listen, that's opening. That's just opening the top of the relish.
Come on,
go
man.
deeper. I want you to go deeper now. Can you go deeper
than that?
Yes. Can you go deeper? You can go much deeper.
She gonna catch the bends, man.
Yes. Listen, status quo.
Like
that was
what?
amazing.
Like what?
That was amazing.
That was really good.
Listen, that was fire. That was fire. And believe me when I tell you, you're just at the beginning of your process.
Yeah.
That's why I say you can go deeper. Go on.
I know.
Go on.
It's ugly when you go deep, you know?
I know it is, but you got to get comfortable with that. You don't want to
I
get
know.
comfortable. You don't want to get comfortable, do you?
I mean, I've been writing for days, you know?
What
It
is a
doesn't stop.
poet? A poet is a griot.
Yeah.
You're supposed to leave something that's going to transform the future, and you can't do it with fear co-authoring your dope stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, that's good.
Are you with me? You with me?
I am. Yeah, I am.
All right, we love you, Status Quo. Atlanta, Georgia, in the building.
ATL, shot it.
If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, you know what? We going back to Atlanta because more AT aliens want to speak on it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Reparations Task Force concludes its 15th meeting and votes on its final report, suggesting that upward of $800 billion is owed to Black Californians who are descendants of slaves. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. The 9-member task force finalized its recommendations for compensating Black Californians for state laws, policies, and practices that have disproportionately and negatively affected African Americans. The final report, which will be available to the public, is expected to be about 1,000 pages long. Among the recommendations made, the state of California should issue a formal apology for the perpetration of gross human rights violations and the genocide of Africans who were enslaved and their descendants. The implied admission of guilt should mitigate the harm historically inflicted on the Black community, according to members of the task force. U.S. Representative Barbara Lee says reparations are not a luxury for our people, but a human right long overdue for millions of Americans. Join the city of Santa Monica and the Juneteenth Celebration Committee, Inc. for an afternoon of music, unique food, craft vendors, and local resources to celebrate the 31st annual Juneteenth on Saturday, June 17th from 1 to 7 p.m. in Virginia Avenue Park under the theme of Coming Together in Appreciation, Reconciliation, and Commemoration. This year, the main stage will feature a stellar lineup. Local blues artist Sonny Green, who will kick off the event with a lively set of classic soul and blues. Chaz Ross will lead his traditional participatory drumming performance. Victory Boyd will perform original, classic soul, jazz, folk, and gospel music. Arise Roots, a prominent American roots reggae band, and Climax, featuring Cheryl Cooley, will perform their classic songs. Join the city of Santa Monica in the Juneteenth Celebration Committee, Inc. to celebrate the 31st annual Juneteenth on Saturday, June 17th from 1 to 7 p.m. in Virginia Avenue Park in Santa Monica.
If you're a business owner or lead a nonprofit that has between 26 and 49 employees and you paid COVID sick leave in 2021 or 22, you may qualify for reimbursement through a state grant program administered by the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Learn more at covidpaidsick.com.
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelinos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So you know everything about your lover. Wanna bet? The affair, okay, he's got. What do I do? What do I say? I feel ashamed, embarrassed, fatigued.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back in the building. That is my co-host, my playlist.
Yeah.
Boy, Toni Braxton, boy.
Man. I feel like she never got her due, man.
Yeah.
Never got her due.
Yeah, I love me some Toni Braxton, man. She got great records.
She does.
But the reason why I chose that record, Talking in His Sleep.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that record is more like a cheater record.
Right.
But I think you cheat yourself when you lie in the journal. The journal is supposed to be a releasing of something, a creating process.
But what are you cheating yourself out of?
The truth. The truth is the liberator.
Okay.
Listen, fear is the warden.
Right.
The truth is the liberator. And fear and lies are fraternal twins.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I think of Sojourner Truth, you know, I could have freed so many more. I don't even know. The quote is disputed now, but I could have freed so many more had they only known they were slaves, you know. And I think that the lie is not just the warden. It's the safe place. It's like when you build walls, those walls are designed to keep people out.
Right.
But they also provide comfort.
Yeah.
Because you can't hurt me from here.
That becomes my norm.
It becomes your norm, right.
Yeah.
So I'm not ready to face the truth. Because the truth means I got to tear down these walls.
So as part of my coaching, as a method in my coaching, I will tell folk, get this book, get that book, get this book, and get that book, based on what they told me their issue was.
Based on what they told you.
their issue was.
Right.
Now, that's based on what they told me.
Right.
This your issue? This what you want to deal with?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so what I'll do is I say, okay, for every book I tell you to get a composition book. The
Okay.
same composition books we used to have in school.
Yeah, the black and white joint.
The black and white joints.
Yeah.
I say, get that book, right? They get the book. I say, now, the reason why I'm telling you to get the composition book is because you're not reading this book to sound deep or, well learned on this particular subject.
Yeah.
Right. So if you got a toxic mother wound or something, I'm not giving you this book to read it and then go tell your mama. See, this is the toxic wound we got, and the reason why. That's why I'm not giving you the book for that.
I found out why I messed up.
Right.
It's you.
Right. So no, what I do is I say, you get that book, you read it, because this book is about self-discovery.
Right.
Every time you see something, a thought, an idea, a concept that reminds you of you,
write it down.
Get the journal and write down the situation and circumstance around it.
I'm just imagining a bunch of very empty pages.
No, but
people did the work?
They're doing
Okay,
the work.
all right.
So again, in doing the work, what you're now starting to see is coming up.
Yeah.
Things that you've suppressed are coming up. The book invoked it, and then the writing continued that invocation.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? So now, oh my God, I'm starting to see stuff about me that I didn't even know. Like, this is how I operate. This is how I move.
So, are you suggesting that the problems that they came in with were not manufactured? It was just that was their perspective, their viewpoint.
What you've been through,
right,
manufactures your viewpoint.
Sure.
The way you see the world.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, the way you see the world is your truth.
Yes, absolutely.
And then most times you don't know, this ain't the truth.
It's not the truth, yeah.
This is something I adopted.
Right.
And it's on autopilot.
Right. Excuse me. I asked the question because I in a former life I used to be a medical provider. And
here we go.
There was so many people who would walk in and sign the ledger and say my left knee hurts or my back hurts or whatever the case may be. And then you bring them back into the room and you find out that's not the case at all. Burns when I pee. I just didn't want to write that down. So that's why I was asking, are these people saying, because the narcissist is not going to come and say, I'm a narcissist. The narcissist is going to come and say, everybody hates me. Nobody loves me. You know what I mean?
But again, do you know it is far easier to love the mask than it is to love the shadow?
Absolutely. Yeah.
When people are telling you they love you,
right,
they're really saying, I'm attached to the mask.
Yes.
The mask is amazing.
Yeah.
You need to keep that mask popping. You know what? Your mask is a little dusty. I need you to, do you understand? Listen.
Yeah.
It's rare that people love your shadow.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
It's frustrating. I know people don't like to hear this, but this is the truth of relationships.
No, you're right. You're right.
And so what I try to do is say, oh, well, the reason why a lot of people don't love your shadow is because you don't. So then the truth in journaling steps in and says, hey, this is who I am. This is what's in me. This is what I'm about.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of these things, but I'm also not ashamed. Do you see the power in that?
That's a very difficult undertaking.
But it's got to be done.
I'm not proud, but I'm not ashamed.
I'm not proud, but I'm not ashamed. And then come here. Let me embrace you.
So
this is you to the shadow.
To the shadow. Yeah.
Yes, it's got to happen.
No, I get it, Zoe, but
that's how you transform.
Me and my shadow haven't spoken in years.
Man, if you don't get your dusty shadow on the phone.
When my shadow calls, I send that dude straight to voicemail, man.
Nah,
man. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say.
Nah.
Because all he's doing is bringing up old stuff. He's stays behind me, reminding me of who I was.
All he's doing is bringing up
old keep bringing up old stuff. Like we already crossed that bridge, man. Why you want to talk about that again?
No. You walked across it, but you didn't cross it.
True. No, you're right.
See, that's the difference between I got through it and I'm over it.
I'm over it, yeah. No,
See,
you're
everybody is over it.
Right.
It's easy to be over it.
Yeah.
But it's more difficult to get through it.
I agree.
And a lot of people don't want to get through nothing. They want to love your mask.
Yeah.
They want you and your mask to get back to normal.
Yeah. Put your mask back on.
What?
What are you doing?
You just sitting in the house without the mask?
Put that back on. No. I don't want to see that.
And this is the power of journaling.
Yeah.
Listen, somebody who can love you the way you love your shadow. Oh.
And if I could, I don't know why I'm doing this, but if I could be transparent, I recently found out that I am very difficult to love. And I never thought that about myself. I just thought people don't know how to love me. But the reality is that I'm not an easy person to love.
Well, listen, I'll do you one better.
Okay.
I'm easy to love, but not easy to be with. Hey, what's happening, brother?
I love you from across the street.
What's happening, brother?
Stay over there. Don't come over here.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But where do you find a space like this where you can express that?
Definitely not your journal.
But
you're right. You should be. But now I got to explain why I'm so hard to love to my journal. And it doesn't talk back. That's the problem. It's not going to affirm me. It's not going to console me. It's not going to make me feel better. All it's going to do is say, go deeper.
Say more.
Say more.
There is more.
Going. Yeah.
Yes.
You're just on the surface.
Listen, when we come forward, I'm going to talk to my brother Nazarene X down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. How can this be? There he goes, talking in his sleep. Yeah. There he goes again. Does he know he's talking in his sleep? Adultery.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network, an organization representing